morning, boys and girls. How is everyone? I'm so happy to see you and to be here and contact you through the computer. First, I have to tell you that I miss you guys so much. I'm really sorry we can't be together in person, but I hope we get together soon. So I wanted to tell you that since this whole coronavirus has happened, I'm getting a lot of things done here. I built a turtle pond in the backyard. I do a lot of bike riding now with my wife, Mrs. Geppert, and I even brought our fish home. School. Well, look, here they are. Yeah, there's the puffer fish, and the shrimp, and the clownfish. Right? So I think that's pretty cool that I got the fish home and they're all safe and they miss you too. Um, but there's another thing I've been doing. I've also been walking my dogs a lot, and I walk them at night after dinner. And I love going outside and looking up at all the stars. And I also notice I saw the moon. The moon is so cool. I mean, it's far out, man. That how about we do a yummy STEM project about the moon? I thought that was perfect. So here we go. I have a question. What makes the moon shine? Why doesn't the moon always shine? Why does it change? Why does it change from a circle to a little sliver? Why does it keep changing like that? Did you think about it? I did. And I thought of a really cool and yummy STEM project that we're going to do now. If you have not looked at the materials that you need for this project, I can tell you what they are right now. A piece of paper, a pencil or a marker, Oreo cookies, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the project's going to go.
So, hi, I'm back again, and I want to say welcome. This is Mr. Geppert's evil lair.
There's one more thing I forgot to tell you about. You will also need a butter knife, a little kitchen butter knife that you can put peanut butter and jelly with, or butter on your sandwiches. Um, so, you don't need these, but these are my props. This represents the Earth, and if you can see the arrow right there, that's where we are in Florida, okay? And that's the United States, and down there is South America. All right, so this represents the Earth. This is going to represent the moon, okay? And this is going to represent our sun. So, first thing I want you to see is that the Earth spins, okay? It moves around like this. So here is our sun, okay? And, oh, can you see that? Let me see. Now, here's our sun, and here's us. And right now, it's morning. Good morning. Now it's going around this way. And here's us over on this side. And it's coming around over on this side. And here's us. And, oh, good night. Okay, so now it's spinning around again. It's coming up to where the sun's hitting it. See the light going on the Earth? And it's, oh, good morning. Good night. Good morning. Okay, so that's what the Earth does. So one thing that's pretty cool about the moon is that we don't always see it bright all the time. Now, when the sun is directly behind the moon, we don't see it. It's dark. It's a dark circle. But when the moon gets a little bit of sun on it, we see a little crescent. See a little how it's lit up on part of the moon? And as the moon travels around the Earth, over a few days, it gets bigger and bigger. And eventually, we get a full moon. Okay, and then it starts to go away, goes the other way. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it's dark. Okay, when it's totally dark, it's called a new moon. And when it's starting to show some light on it, it's called waxing. It's called this part is called a waxing crescent. And then when it's all the way lit up, that's called a full moon. When it starts going the other way, then it's called waning. So those are a couple of new terms I want you to learn. Waxing and waning, and new moon. So the moon doesn't actually make its own light. The moon gets light from the sun, okay? And it reflects off the surface, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a reflection of the sun off of the moon, kind of like a mirror. So, so we're going to do our experiment now. We're going to do our little STEM thing. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of paper right here, and I'm going to draw right in the middle. I got markers. I got blue markers and red marker. So I'm going to draw in the middle of my paper, my blue marker, I'm going to draw the Earth. Just a circle. And maybe I'll put United States on it. And South America. And so yeah, so there's the Earth. And I'll put an E on it. So that represents the Earth. Now over on the side, I'm going to put in red a half circle. And this is going to be the sun. I wrote sun there, S-U-N. And the sun's rays are going this way. Okay? So I put two arrows in the way the sun is reflecting onto the Earth. And I'll hold it up so you can see it a little bit better. So there's the, oh, got it on the wrong side. The sun and the Earth. Okay? Now, for the really fun part. This is the yummy part. All right. So here's our sun. Here's our moon. And here's our Earth. I know it's a little bit out of the picture. I'll roll it in closer so you can see it. Okay? And we're standing right here, looking at the moon right there. Okay? And when the sun reflects on the moon on this side is totally dark. You can see this side of the moon is getting all the sunlight. This side is totally dark. And this is my favorite part because here we go. I'm going to take out my Oreos. You're going to need a few of these Oreos. Sometimes they break and they don't work. But this is great because this one with all the cream, remember there's no sunlight. So I'm getting to eat all the cream off my moon. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to put my moon with no frosting, it broke in half, right there. Now, when the moon travels around the Earth in about 29 days, almost a month. So now you can see the moon is starting to get a little sunlight over on this side, okay? And that's what we call a crescent. So this is called waxing crescent. And I am going to take my Oreo and scrape off most of the filling. Oh, it's going to be so good. With my butter knife. Oh, can't wait to eat that one. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, and I'm going to have it waxing crescent so it faces the sun. Okay, so if you look at my paper, this one is totally empty. In fact, I'll put this one upside down so it looks totally black. It's dark. And this one has a little bit of sun. Now, when the moon travels around the Earth a little bit more, it gets about halfway. You can see it's half. So our next Oreo we get to scrape off half of it. Okay, so it looks like that. Now it's halfway. Now I'm going to put that, that's actually called, you don't have to remember this, but it's called that waxing gibbous, okay, when it's half. And then the sun travels, the moon travels more around. And it gets about 3/4. Oh, I did a good one. Okay, so it looks kind of like that. And that one's going to go over here on my paper. And now, this is the one I don't like as much as all the other ones, because the sun travels all the way around. Let me get my sun right. There. Now, this is called a full moon. Not my favorite Oreo, but I got to put the whole thing with the cream down. Now, I'm going to have a lot to eat. It's a good snack. Now it starts to fade. It starts to go from all the way full. It starts going the other way. And you'll see in a second. Now it's starting to do what we call waning. Okay? So, I'll take my next Oreo and do the same thing that I did on the other side. Without breaking a cookie, I hope. These cookies aren't cooperating. All right. So now it's going to be facing the sun this way. Okay. So you can see the bottom is going to be dark. The bottom part will be where the sun's facing, is where it's going to get the most light. When I'm done, I'll show you my whole creation. The next one, oh, this one broke. Oh well, I guess I'll have to eat that one too. Next one is where it's about half lit. It's called waning gibbous. Oh, this one I got it. Let's scrape off all this cream. I'm gonna have a super, triple, quadruple, double stuffed Oreo cookie when I'm done. Okay, so there's that. You see it's half, and that's also facing the sun. And one more is gonna be our waning crescent. Waning crescent, that's the last one. Okay, so there you have it. All the phases of the moon. I'll give you a good picture of that. Let me turn off my sun. And that's what it looks like. Okay, you see that? You can do that at home. Let your parents help you using the butter knife. And but those are the phases of the moon. And when you go out tonight and you look up in the sky, see if you can guess what phase it is. Is it waxing, waning? Is it a full moon? Is it a new moon? Okay, remember, new moon is totally dark and a full moon is totally light. Okay, enjoy your STEM project.